Damn, bro. So, I feel like a lot of people who would be watching this probably said something like, this guy said he's talking about technology, and all I hear is him talking about, like, normal things, right? And I think to understand spiritual tech, right, it all starts with us as people. And technology is something that we add on top of us to, like, quote unquote, make us better. But for us to properly use technology, we have to grow as individuals ourselves, which is why a lot of this is me explaining my journey of growth. Ironically, I don't know, Orlando has been a very interesting first stop on this trip because it's not like I'm a stranger to it, or rather, it's a stranger to me, but it's definitely different from how I knew it. And there's familiar aspects of it that make it like easy, but there's definitely new things that are happening. For example, me staying in Airbnbs, which I've never done before, and just the neighborhood is new. The people that I'm encountering are different from the people that I remember encountering when I lived here in Orlando. And just being on the road, having a limited set of things that, to live with, makes it an interesting challenge as well. One of the few times that I have to actually talk is while I'm driving on the road, because from working full time to trying to go out and experience things, meet people, to see what there is out there in the world. And then going back to video edit and all this stuff that, you guys have been seeing. It's a lot. And I definitely appreciate being able to talk in the car because, one, it feels like a safe space for me. And then two, like normally when you're driving, there really isn't that much else to do. And obviously, I'm driving to new places, which is a different thing because uh, I like to like look around and see what's happening on the road while I'm driving, especially some places I've never been before. When I commuted like 3 hour commutes between the same places back and forth, there was nothing to do on the road. But now, as long as like you're not in the middle of nowhere, and even if you're in the middle of nowhere and it's just bush that you're seeing, I think there's the energy that you can experience and take in those environments that is still worth paying attention. So overall thoughts about Orlando. I didn't get to meet all the people that I wanted to. A lot of people were just busy, and then like I'm on my way right now to meet up with my bro Mario. We worked at Naver together, and hopefully he does like an interview type of discussion conversation with me, so I'll be able to like give a lot more context about him then. But like he was always super chill. He always like cared about me, and when me being the new kid on the block back then, it was just nice to have someone that was like on your side. So the other thing, like I didn't really plan much of anything for Orlando. Obviously, there's a lot of big attractions here. I didn't really go to any of them. Like I went to Disney Springs, but like that was impromptu. Like I didn't plan it or anything like that. And between that and Lake Eola, that I went to actually ask people to fill out surveys or try to. Uh, I think it's definitely shifted my perspective in the sense that I'm really just trying to experience things, and if I cross paths with people that have, you know, something where I can engage, then it makes it a lot easier to get to that point. I'm definitely gonna build up the stamina to just go out and ask random people to fill out surveys. Because to get survey data, I need people to actually to do the survey, and the only way they're gonna do that is if I literally ask the question like, "Can you fill out the survey?" or something similar. So, baby steps though, right? And then in terms of like technology, right? The first day I was in Orlando, I visited one of the mandirs that I used to go to frequently back when I used to live here. And ironically, there weren't a lot of people who had gone, but it was a really nice small group, and they were really welcoming, even though most of them didn't remember me. And ironically, they like that one there had a lot of technological improvements or like enhancements that they've done, which included, having projectors, a main station where they controlled all the monitors, the computers, the lights. The music station's still separate, like that's always been separate, and I can't imagine that ever really being connected, in the sense that the people who have to control the music generally are the people who are actually doing the music, so it's a thing. And they're using like PowerPoint slides. One of the things that they had mentioned to me is that they don't really ask for a lot of things. It's usually people watch things, and that's how they remain engaged. So like when they're singing bhajans and mantras and stuff like that, the words are on the screen, right? So they follow along. When there's other announcements and stuff, instead of like doing announcements like how they did for the longest time, it's just like a screen that has announcements and like requests for like donations and stuff like that. And I talked to a few people who were in the mandir, and there was definitely a mix of people who were like really understand technology, and those who like are just using it because we need to as a society. When I went to Disney Springs, the main technological advancement I would say would be the drone show that has become so mainstream now that it's really interesting to see how much that has become like an entertainment type of show. And they're super cool to watch, so apart from that, there's definitely a lot of technology that is integrated, and like payment terminals and displays with interactive stuff. I know at Universal, the Harry Potter wand like tour thing, where you can wave wand signals at different points, and things will light up or move or do other things. And even like the metal detectors have become more advanced, whereby you don't really have to take anything out of your pocket except for when, I guess, like there's something that triggers whatever they're looking for. And I feel like it's not really standard what security looks for anymore when they're doing scans and stuff. And then yesterday I went to do the survey polling. And like the main difference when I was doing that from like me in the past is that I didn't have this thing that I call like the pain in my chest for social anxiety, which I'm sure there's like scientific terminology for this that some psychologist would be able to, explain a lot better. It didn't make it any easier to do what I was doing, but the main thing that I have a problem with now is the starting energy. And that starting energy, once I get an interaction with someone, like I can definitely be way more confident in like holding the conversation and continuing it. And even if it goes in a lull for a little bit, I can easily just like stay there without feeling pressure or without feeling like problems, and then jump back in if the conversation picks up. But in terms of the starting energy, I think, other than me being low energy since I got here, because I started on a very, very low note with no sleep and lots of things going on and just like craziness, I like feed off of the energy that I get from people. So if I don't have a huge energy reserve starting off, then it just makes the whole problem a little bit harder. It's a cool little area I've never driven through before. Or if I did, I forgot. I've definitely been to Winter Garden, but just haven't been here. And then I think that brings us fast forward to today, and we'll see how today goes, and then tomorrow I leave for Tallahassee. And, I think with everything, all things considered, like, I'm trying not to be I tried not to have super high expectations of everything that's going on, and while while I was doing it, it didn't seem like much. When I was reflecting on it afterwards and making videos, like it felt like a lot, or like enough rather. Oh look, City Hall. Well, you won't see it on the camera, but like yeah, City Hall. A lot of people recording out here, man. So super excited about everything going on. The roller coasters I've been feeling about these high and low points, I think they'll mostly normalize, just for the sake of the experience that I'm gaining, that I'm not even realizing that I'm gaining, is gonna be evident, you know? So let's keep it going.